Okay, next 6 through 8. This will be 6b, and then 6e is a different kind of factoring. So 6b, you're solving for k because there's an equals. That means you can actually get a value for k. All you need to do is factor on the left. This is a trinomial, which means I'm going to have two sets of parentheses. And this is the one where you say, okay, what two numbers will equal 45 when I multiply and equal 12 when I add? So I have a positive 15 and a minus 3. Well, remember when you're finding the value for k, you want to do the inverse or the opposite of the number in the parentheses. So the opposite of positive 15 is negative. The opposite of negative 3 is positive 3. So that's it for your values of k. For 6e, this is called factor by grouping. So anytime you have four terms, you're going to group. So I have group 1, and then I have group 2, 6e. So I'm going to factor out. I want to find the GCF. So the GCF, I'm just looking at the first two. The GCF of those two terms is going to be x squared. So I'm going to come down here and I'm going to factor out x squared, which just basically means you're going to take x to the third and divide by x squared, and then take 5x squared, divide by x squared. Here, the GCF between these two terms, so you're ignoring that, the GCF is, well, it's 9, but since that first number is negative, I want to make it a negative 9. And then basically take negative 9x, divide by 9. Negative 45 divided by negative 9 is a positive 5. And this thing in parentheses is always going to be the same. So I'm going to rewrite that just the one time. Oop, let's do that. And then the others, these are like the coefficients or the GCFs. Those go together in a parentheses. Now, you could actually take this one step further because x squared minus 9 is the difference of squares. So we can say that that is our complete right answer. Now, this is 7a, and this you can just do straight on the calculator. So I'm going to show you real quick. If you look down at the bottom, you see right above the decimal, oop, there we go, is a little blue I, and that's your imaginary number I. So you're going to type this in exactly like it is on the paper. So I have parentheses 6 minus 4i, oops, sorry, there we go, parentheses, and then 1 minus 3i. And the calculator does all of the calculations and conversions and all of it. Negative 6 minus 22i. And that is it. That one's easy. Now, 8 is out of the textbook, so I just sort of made these up. The only thing you need to remember, there's basic rules of exponents. Here I just have the one coefficient, and then I have everything is being multiplied. So when you're multiplying, you add your exponents. So here, 3 and 2 for the x's is going to be 5. And then y, well, that's basically like having a 1 there. And if you add 1 and negative 1, that whole thing goes away. So you're just left with 6x to the 5th. Last one, I have 2y to the 3rd squared. Now remember the squared on the outside goes to the 2 and the y to the 3rd. So I do 2 squared, which is 4. If I have a power to a power, I want to multiply those exponents. So 3 times 2 is 6, and there you go.